Good morning, boys and girls, from Black Powder headquarters and the Bojangles studio high on Sassafras Mountain. CDA presents Real Tree Radio. Welcome to a brand new, unused Saturday morning. Good morning, boys and girls, from Three Falls Cabin high in the Georgia mountains. Bojangles presents O'Neill Outside in a brand new, unused Saturday morning, and we hope you'll join us. This is O'Neill. Woman Williams is here with me. Karen Green is in Peachtree City, Georgia at the studio, and Jason Byers is at WSB, and we've got 2 hours of outdoors headed your way, and we hope that you will join us. It's my pleasure to tell you our radio sponsors are Tough Shed, Striplings, Horsetown, Real Tree Camo, Hayes Auto Dealerships, Fire Aid, that little can right back there, Timbuktu Outdoors, Cherokee County Toyota Works Tools, and the Whitetail Institute. And we've got 2 hours of outdoors, and we hope you'll join us. Telephone numbers are 404-872-0750, 404-872-0750, or outside the Atlanta calling area, it's 800-972-8255. You're listening to us on WSB Radio out of Atlanta, covering 38 states with an audience of 800,000, and the SB, the Sports Broadcast Nation Radio, in Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Las Vegas, Houston, Dallas, Columbus, Little Rock, Sacramento, and stations all over the country. The SB Radio Nation, and it's all about sports, and I believe it's on Sirius 93 too. I don't know about that, but it's in and out. They're all affiliates, and it's 8 minutes after the hour, and we're going to talk today about the conclusion of the deer season, among other things. The conclusion of the deer season. How was it for you? Were hogs involved? Coyotes messed you up? What happened at deer camp this year? How successful were you? Is the deer season this year better or worse than previous years? We'll get to all that, and I'll urge you to watch O'Neill Outside television today, throughout the weekend on Fox and Pursuit and lots of things, and it's a trip to the Tennessee River, and I'll tell you more about that in a few minutes. This is O'Neill Outside. Outdoors and all for you guys, and if you'll join us, we'll make it fun, and we'll be back. Welcome back. Let's talk about deer season today. What do you say? The telephone numbers are 404-872-0750 or 800-972-8255. Now, before I do that, I want to invite you especially to watch O'Neill Outside today, over the weekend. Fox, Fox Sun, Fox Sports Southeast, Fox Arizona, Pursuit Network, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Because I went to a very special place. If you haven't toured it before and seen it, the northern Alabama is dominated by the Tennessee River. And the rivers, the dams are all magnificent in size. And I had the pleasure of fishing with a fellow over there behind the Wilson Dam. His name is Brian Barton, and you can look him up, Brian Barton. And this is not an exaggeration. We got a bite or caught a fish or hooked a fish and lost a fish on every single cast. Every cast. We caught smallmouth, drum, gar, white bass, largemouth, spotted bass, and on and on and on. You owe it to yourself for a fishing adventure. Telephone a fellow by the name of Brian Barton. Brian Barton Outdoors, I think. Look him up. And that is a absolute fishing adventure. And I'm going to go back. I mean, we fished. We were doing a show, which is cumbersome, but we fished for 2 hours, and I don't know, we caught 40 or 50. There's one every single cast. The Wilson Dam is, I'm going to guess the Wilson Dam's at least a half mile long. And it's just a pleasure to fish with him on the Tennessee. It's not like fishing the Chattahoochee after it leaves Lake Lanier. It's like fishing the Tennessee River, and it's absolutely special. Okay, what we're going to do now, 404-872-0750, 800-972-8255. And we're going to ask Woman Williams to dive in here, and we'll have the radio prize package. So if she will give us the rules and the prizes, then I'll ask the question, and you can call and win something. And it's pretty good.
Okay, if you would like to win the prize package, you must be 18 years old or older. And if you've won one before, we'd appreciate you letting someone else win this one. Okay, here we go. You can win a FireAid fire extinguisher, suppressor. We need to call that a suppressor.
Yes.
Okay. $10 gift card from Bojangles, a Realtree hat and decal combo, Benelli t-shirt and hat combo, a Wild Game and Fish cookbook, a Georgia DNR Regulations magazine, the latest edition of the Angler magazine and the latest one of the Dude magazine, and a Georgia DNR hat, 2 cans of Fisher's Choice baits, 2 packets of Bug Band wipes, and a Bug Band wristband. And 1 big bottle of Cloak scent-free clothes wash.
Right. That's enough, isn't it?
That's pretty good.
Did you have the Horsetown coupon in there?
Oh, our prize pack manager goofed, didn't she?
Oh, she fouled up, didn't she?
She did, yes.
There's a Horsetown.
A $25 gift certificate.
And let me tell you something. Horsetown is a destination. It's a destination. You know what we should do this afternoon?
What?
We should go to the Horsetown store down in Kennesaw, Marietta.
Would you buy me a pair of cowboy boots?
I will. Those things are high.
I know. I want a good pair.
Oh. Okay, here's the question. First of all, the telephone numbers, 404-872-0750 or 800-972-8255. And here is the question. Every week we have what's called the Silent Hero account, in which we celebrate a description, if you will, of the heroic activities of silent heroes, that being firefighters and EMTs and sometimes police all at the same time. Okay? It's rewarding to read the accounts, and I'll do that in the second hour of the show. What's the name of the brand or the product that sponsors the Silent Hero account? What do you think of that? It's kind of obvious, but you have to think about it. You have to be in the audience to know that. So, how do you like my coffee this morning?
Your coffee's excellent, as usual.
I like that coffee.
I do, too.
Coffee's easy. Just put it in the pot and turn it on.
Isn't it a miracle?
How long have we had that coffee pot?
The one upstairs in the kitchen? I don't know, probably
Not the pot, the
10 years.
Huh?
10 years, probably.
10 years? Oh.
Yeah, I would think.
So I was, as we scoop up our answers here, how was your deer season? Did you take more? Did you take a limit? How many does did you take? Was it a better or season? Average? What did you do or did you not do about the property where you hunt? Where did you hunt? I want to know about your deer season. And I know in my own case, I only hunted a time or two around here because that rascal Travis Johnson is out in Texas shooting shows out there. I know probably all of you think all I do is go hunting and fishing, but that's not the case. And so I don't hunt nearly as much as probably most of you do. But he's in Texas and Oklahoma, and he's shooting most of the shows out there. So I didn't have a productive season. I didn't get to go. But I want to know about your season. So why are you looking at me?
You didn't go hunting at all?
Once or twice, I think, over at in East Georgia.
You didn't harvest anything though, did you?
No, because I know
Cody,
I
you took-
went, but Cody hunted.
Yeah, Cody did,
Yeah, Cody hunted. He did.
and he
Yeah, he
he,
did.
he
Cody's
harvested one.
Cody's quite the hunter. He
Yes.
understands it. That's my youngest grandson. Cody's 18, and he's a seasoned deer hunter. I don't so seasoned that buck fever is not existent with Cody.
He doesn't get excited. I mean, he doesn't get that nervous twitch that they get.
Nope, he's smooth.
How about that?
And at 18 years old, he's been at it long enough that he passes up deer. He's been, when walks out, oh, I'm going to shoot him. No, I've gotten big deer, and I'm not going to take another one, but I will take a doe. So, and we've got all the product up here.
They took it with them when they moved. I think he did leave you some. Well, you had some of the sausage already.
Yeah, I had sausage. Yeah, I had venison sausage last week.
Yeah, well, he got a nice young doe, though.
Yes.
He
doe.
wanted meat
That's
for the
what
freezer.
That's what you do for the does. It's 20 after the hour, 4:04. Do we have a winner yet? I believe we do. Do we not, Jason? And we'll get to that when we come back. But let me know about your deer season. I've told you about mine. The season in Georgia, well, the season's limits are liberal now all over the United States. It's hard to prove, but I understand now there's from QDMA, Quality Deer Management Association, that there are probably 36 million white-tailed deer in the United States now.
And what do we owe that to?
We owe that to the hunters, fishermen, people who pay taxes for and those funds are used for conservation programs. If you're a hunter, you paid for conservation in this country, and you continually do through your excise taxes, permits, license fees, and so forth. PETA does not, nor does the Fund for Animals, nor does the Humane Society. Conservation and wildlife management are paid for by you.
And you should be proud of that.
Absolutely. Should be able to defend that at every opportunity. All right, we're coming up on a break here, and we'll get our answer recorded, and then I have a special little story for you. This is O'Neill, and I'll be back. We've got the radio prize package question all answered, and we'll get to that right now, and then I have a story for you. So here's on line one. The question is, the Silent Hero account about EMTs, firefighters, and so on is sponsored. It's called the Ronnie Thames Silent Hero Foundation. And so let's go now to Joshua. He's calling from a little town called Jonesboro, Georgia. Good morning, Joshua.
Good morning.
And what's the answer to my question? Who is the sponsor of that bit here on the show?
Fire Aid.
Fire Aid. Joshua, do you have a fire aid in your home?
I do now.
Yeah, yes, you do. Well said. And I hope you never have to use it.
Yep.
But you know what it'll do? This is great, Joshua. If you're grilling, say you're outside, you've got a grilling, or you're going to go someplace and you're using a grill or some kind of hot surface of that nature, football game, what do you call it when they tailgate? Okay. When you get through grilling, you can spray your grill with Fire Aid, and it goes from 800 or so degrees to 80 degrees in 30 seconds. You can actually pick up your grill and sit it in the truck. So, you're right, Fire Aid. And how was it you know that, Joshua?
From listening to the show, and I was just getting ready to order 2 for the house.
All right, well, you need to order some for the house because one's not going to be enough. And when you order some, we will send to you a Fire Aid hat.
You know, excuse me, Joshua, I just wanted to add, I was watching something on TV just this week where I think it was locally. They pulled an unconscious woman out of a fire, a car that was on fire.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And I thought, you know what? You need to keep one of those in your car too. Although she was unconscious, but if somebody else had been there, they could have. That would have helped get her out as well. That had one in their car.
Fire aid puts out the fire immediately. Well, it was worth getting up this morning, wasn't it, Joshua?
Well, I'm a security guard working all night.
Well, good for you. Appreciate you listening to the program, and it worked out for you this time.
All right. I appreciate it.
Thanks, pal. There you go. That's it. All right. So, okay, I've got a story for you. Here's my story. Ready? Ready? Gail, ready?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I like confirmation. This is a story about nicknames. Do you have a nickname? Well, whether you're a fisherman, a hunter, a gym rat, a sports fanatic, a baseball, football player, even a golfer, nicknames serve us very well. It's a guy thing. I rarely hear of a woman giving or calling another woman by a nickname unless it's quite obviously a compliment. Of course, I could be wrong. Anyway, nicknames bridge a gap, a communication gap. Using a nickname you've heard or have personally bestowed upon someone usually is much easier to remember and is always a great deal more descriptive as to the personality, the physical attributes, or talents of the name. Let's look at a few. I bet you can think of a bunch of them too. For instance, there's a guy who works out with us at the gym that I call Frog. I don't know his name. Doubt if the other guys know it either, but it's very descriptive. I started calling him that after I saw him kick his legs when he was trying a heavy lift. He really did look stupid, and the frog kicking didn't help him with the lift. But his name fits him perfectly. Now he's called Frog. A fishing guide at Lake Lanier is friendly, cooperative, never raises his voice or gets upset. He's really a nicer person than we really deserve. We call him Sweet Milk. Do I need to say more? I don't think so. Fits him perfectly. A fellow I know recently races stock cars on Saturday night at a racetrack in Jefferson. He's got a great record, but yet we call him Crash. See what I mean? Couldn't remember his name as well. Our youngest daughter, Allison, was active during her diaper changes when she was just a baby. Her older sister, Amy, called her Twister. Allison is now stuck with it. Our grandchildren, Travis, Lori, her nephew, and niece, now call her Aunt Twister. There's a Monkey Man. He's at the gym. He was easy because he's got long arms and short legs. Another is, at the gym is called Stuff. Now, I don't know what that means, and I'm not interested. I had a fraternity brother at Emory. His name was Stump, and he was short, but I'll leave that alone also. Famous and infamous college and professional athletes carry a myriad of nicknames. Some fit, some do not. Home Run Baker from the old major leagues hit 1 home run in his career, yet he's known as Home Run Baker. The Babe name had nothing to do with the Baby Ruth candy bar, and the origination is really kind of unknown from Sports Illustrated. The Babe was known, of course, for home runs, but he started his career as a pitcher. Now, football player Dick Night Train Lane, he got his nickname because he was afraid to fly, so he had to take the night train to get to the next game. Jack Nicklaus was called Ohio Fats. He was rather plump, and he was from Ohio. A pro golfer named Champagne Tony Lima, for instance, well, obviously, and he really liked the stuff. Funny, isn't it, that the largemouth bass is not a bass, but a member of the sunfish family, like a brim. A striper is a bass. Of course, too, nicknames abound, seemingly having no connection with reality. A fisherman I used to compete against years ago, his nickname was Coot. Now, that's a water bird, but don't ask me, I don't know. Maybe he's a good shallow water fisherman. Another very good fishing buddy who's not with us any longer was called the Rattler. I could speculate on that, but I will not. I could go on, and I usually do. But before you can ask, my nickname is... Are you kidding? Even if I knew it, I wouldn't tell you what it is. And that's our story on nicknames this morning. Yes, ma'am.
I know what it is. I know what your nickname is.
And what would you say that my nickname is then?
The Big O.
The Big O.
Okay,
A
and
lot
we
of 'em
have, of
just
course, we
O.
have the greatest one ever.
Pardon me?
We have the greatest one right now.
Oh, yeah.
Houston.
And we call her Houston because
She can
As-
do
as
everything.
in-
She fixes things.
yeah, as in Houston, we have a problem. And she can fix anything.
And
Uh,
our business associates refer to her as Houston.
They do indeed.
Yeah.
They do indeed now. People will call her Houston. Okay, it's 33 after the hour on a Saturday morning, and you're listening to O'Neill Outside. Have I got time for this one? I believe I do. Let's go. Let's talk to Chris now. He's calling from Jasper, Georgia. Good morning, Chris.
Hey, good morning, O'Neill. How you doing?
Good.
Real quick, on turkeys, I hadn't hunted a couple of years, and I'm not that good with the diaphragms anyway. So on the box call, what is the best sound I could put out that would attract the turkeys? And then when do you stop calling? How close do they get in before you actually stop?
Well,
so I don't wanna spook
those
them.
are difficult questions, and you can ask 50 different people, and you'll get 50 different answers, of course.
Uh-huh.
I would tell you for you to respond to the gobbler. When he gobbles, you answer immediately.
Okay.
Okay, with a cluck or two or a yelp, and then wait.
Okay.
When he calls again, you answer again, maybe a bit louder, and then you shut up.
And then, okay.
You
Even if
get
you-
too anxious, and he's going to say, "Oh boy, she's hot for me today." So I think I'll just stand here, and she'll be right over. Of course,
even
you're
if
not
it's 200
moving.
yards out, you think just stop and let them come on in?
Stop. The only other
Okay.
thing I might do after the second hit, after the second response, is if he doesn't respond for a third, if he responds the third time, shut up.
Okay.
But the only thing I might add is I would turn and call the opposite direction, like you're leaving,
Uh-huh. Okay.
and that may
That
get
makes
him to
sense.
head your way. Biggest mistake most turkey hunters make is they call too much.
Yeah. Well, I'm not that good, so I don't want to call hard
Me
at
neither.
all,
I
but-
sound like a duck. I can't call at all.
Well, I appreciate it.
Travis calls without a call. He can just mouth
yeah.
call.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
that-
Oh,
yeah.
well, I can't do that, so.
Me
but
neither.
Anyway,
Yeah, me neither.
Appreciate it, O'Neill.
You bet. Glad you called, pal. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.
You bet. See you later, pal. Okay, 35 after the hour. And how are we looking on Facebook? You can watch a live stream of the radio show from here at Three Falls Cabin by going to Facebook at O'Neill Outside. And you can do that right now, I guess. You have any questions or responses there yet?
Just a lot of people saying good morning and
Oh.
that sort of
Good.
thing. Yeah.
It is quite unique. This is. Before I go to a break, I'm bragging. Ready? This show, O'Neill Outside, in the first and second quarters of the year, and which we changed the name to Real Tree Radio in the second half of the year, is by far the #1 live outdoor-based radio talk show in the world. There's not one even close. And we're proud of that, and it might serve a purpose for me to tell you how that happened when we get back from this break. You think I ought to tell that story?
I think if you want to, you should do it.
I think I may. For the young people in the audience, the people who want to be in business for themselves, people who want to chase the dreams, who want to chase their ideas and make them happen, then the little story about this radio program, how it got started 25 years ago.
It was longer than that.
Was it?
When you first started?
Oh,
You've been at
good grief.
WSB over 25.
We'll be back. A couple of things here. Welcome back, everyone. Telephone numbers are 404-872-0750, 800-972-8255. Now, it might be, I want to know about your deer season. Share your deer season with me. We've asked that before, and I'd appreciate some calls. I want to see how it was for you. The second thing might be interesting. Do you have a nickname? Since we just had a story about that, do you have a nickname? Call me and tell me what your nickname may be and why you're called that, or a nickname of a friend or someone maybe that you have bestowed upon someone, a nickname. I gave you a lot of those that in the little story I just told you. But here's a story that you may apply. Now, maybe not to yourself, maybe to someone else. We all have successes and failures in our lives, but sometimes it's interesting to look over it over the long term. It was almost 30 years ago. I was tournament fishing and doing all those things, younger man. And I had the idea for an outdoor show because I knew that fishermen just can't stop talking. It's always, you catching any? What are you catching on? When did you go? When was the last time you went? What happened? What rod and reel? They just can't stop talking. So I said, ooh, a radio show will work. A call-in live radio program will work. Well, I telephoned some other radio stations in Atlanta, including WSB. And WSB would not return my calls. And the manager at another radio station did. And so I said, I want to visit with you and tell you my idea. He said, okay. And I did. He said, okay. He wasn't a hunter or a fisherman, the program director at the other station. But he said, I'll do a little research and to see if you think it'll work. Call me back. You know, being a salesperson, you never leave one appointment unless you've gotten an answer already. You never leave one appointment without having a second appointment set. Okay, I'll see you in 2 weeks. I called him back. He said, we've done some research and we don't think it'll work. I'm sorry. And my response was, you're wrong. It will. I don't know with whom you spoke, but they gave you bad information. And I'm going to call you back and give you another chance to say yes. I did. And the second visit, he said, I give up. Gee whiz. I give up. You can have 5 to 7 on Sunday afternoons. Does that sound about right, honey?
That's correct.
5 to 7 on Sunday afternoons. You
Worst
can have a
time of all.
Yes, yeah, it was horrible.
Especially on that station.
And we did not have any sponsors. And then along came Georgia Power.
Yes.
That was our first sponsor. So Gail and I went downtown every week, every Sunday afternoon. We went downtown for the radio program, and we made $15. And people said, "Oh, Neil, you got to be crazy. I wouldn't take my Sunday afternoons to go downtown for $15." And I said, "Just wait. I'll see you later." Okay, at 4:43, after being there for a year and a half, staging all of our calls, I telephoned fishermen, friends of mine, please call me. And lo and behold, after about a year, I got a call from WSB because they heard the show, realized it did have a foundation, and so they started their own in between time. But it was a recorded show. I knew that wouldn't work. So I visited with WSB, and I was there on Friday nights. Is that not correct?
Started on Friday night on the network.
On the network. What time was 8 or 9 o'clock at night?
I think it was maybe 6 to 8.
So 2 hours on the Georgia Radio Network. And it was working. Finally, I said, why don't we do this on Saturday mornings? And that was 25 years ago, approximately.
Well, they played the recording on
Oh, that's right.
Saturday.
They did it on Friday night, and they did a recording on Saturday.
They started doing that,
Okay.
yes.
We said that wouldn't work. So now, after 25 years, that beginning, which was I would not be denied, and I recommend that for you. You want to start a business, you want to do something, don't be denied. Because had I said, well, maybe you're right. What the heck? Maybe it wouldn't work. Maybe it was no good. It's a bad idea. I knew better. And so 25 years later, this is the #1 live outdoor-based radio talk show in the world. SB Nation, WSB, Facebook, and on and on and on. And it will soon be on other television networks live. So there's a little bit of a lesson for you.
You mean
And,
like don't give up?
Don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Let's see, I think we've got time for this. Let's go ahead and talk. Before we do the words of wisdom, Jason, let's talk now with somebody from Kentucky. And then we'll have words of wisdom. This is O'Neill. Who's this? This is Wade?
Yes, sir. This is Wade. How you doing, buddy?
Good, Wade. Glad you called. What's your nickname?
Big Red.
Ha ha! I bet it's very descriptive.
Well, I'm red-headed, and I'm a nice-sized fella. I'll push about 260.
Well, there you are. How descriptive.
On a good day, O'Neill, sometimes 270.
Okay, that's great. Big Red, huh? That's that's a natural nickname, huh?
Yeah, they call my daddy Jigs. They call me Little Jigs, so I got to be Big Red. I was Little Jigs growing up, and I turned into Big Red.
There you go. That's a great descriptive nickname.
I finally got access to the internet, and I got to send you some pictures. I told you this before, O'Neill, but you and my daddy could be twins.
I remember that.
Y'all could be twins. I'm going to send you a picture of him holding a white bass, and the whole carport's covered up with newspaper and white bass. And if you look at that picture, you'd think you're looking in a mirror.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. I feel sorry for you, Dad, to carry that mug around.
He's a handsome devil. You be careful how you speak about my dad.
Okay. Hey, Wade, glad you called, pal.
Down there in Georgia?
Pardon me?
Y'all having a good morning down there in Georgia?
Oh, yeah, it's been cold, but we're over that now. But I'm ready for winter to be gone.
Oh, no, we got 5 inches. My birthday was Friday,
Uh-huh.
last Friday, not yesterday, but last Friday. We got 5 inches, and then Monday we got 4.5 more.
Oh, boy. Better you than me. I don't like all that snow.
Didn't we
Well,
come through
you
that?
gotta shovel the driveway before you can go to Walmart and get supplies.
Yeah. Walmart's it. Thanks for calling, Wade.
Oh, Neil, I appreciate you. I enjoy your show. You give Miss Woman Williams over there a big hug for me. Y'all stay warm and keep that cabin hot.
Mighty fine. I'll see you soon, pal. That's really good.
Yeah, didn't we get caught up in? Well, we almost did because we
just
left early.
Avoided it. That's right.
Yeah, coming through Kentucky. What a beautiful state.
Oh, man, yeah. Kentucky? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Mr. Jason Byers, it's time for Words of Wisdom. I think. Dun, dun, dun. I can't hear the music. Can you hear the music? There it is. Yay!
Had the wrong song queued.
We forgive you.
Okay, here's Woman Williams and her Words of Wisdom, brought to you by Hayes Auto Dealerships. Our friend Mike Hayes.
You bet. One of my favorite people.
You bet.
Okay, well, it's warmed up here today. Well, it did yesterday. It warmed up. It's kind of cold tonight. It's going to be good today? Is it? This is radio. You have to talk.
Oh, okay.
Don't shake your head.
Okay, well, I had to reach and do some things here.
Is it
Okay.
going to be better today?
Yeah.
We're going to be able to get out of here?
Oh, yeah. That's good.
Okay.
We're good now.
All right. Blessed is the man who is too busy to worry in the day and too tired to be awake at night.
I like that.
You bet. You should live by that. I have another one here.
Got another one?
Yes. A conceited person has one good point. He doesn't talk about other people.
Oh.
Okay.
Well said. You have another?
Yes. Let me see. Which one was it? Oh. All that is necessary for evil to succeed is that good men do nothing.
Ooh.
And I think that
It's going on right now.
I
in
think
Congress.
it's going on right now as we talk.
That's exactly right. Government will be shut down, and about half of that will work if you start it out again. But she's done it again! Hey!
You bet.
How did we start that? Words of wisdom. How did we start that? What was the background on that?
I don't know. It was when you started doing the morning show.
Yeah.
At 5 to 7, and I don't think I was even call screening at that point. And I think it was. I'd have to think. I remember what it was, but I'm having a senior moment. Um, and I just told you one morning I've got this to say.
Oh.
And I went into the studio where you were because I was sitting out putting on makeup probably, and opened up the microphone and just said, "Here, I got some words of wisdom here for you."
There it was.
And then we just kind of did it occasionally, and then some very nice people called and said they wanted to sponsor that. And
that was a long time
that
ago.
lasted for that particular sponsor lasted for about 12 years.
Really? Who was that?
Saturn.
Oh, yeah, Saturn. Yeah, my buddy Dave Ott.
Yep.
How about that?
Yep.
Well,
they listened to the program, and at that point when Saturn, they were making Saturns back then.
Yeah.
They don't make them anymore. They were sort of a woman's car.
Small, efficient. It was a good car.
Absolutely,
it was a good car.
Yeah.
Dave Ott's probably listening to the program right now. He's a big-time deer hunter.
Yeah.
He
Good
was
guy.
one of the guys that reinforced for me when I used to hunt some with him. He was one of the first to reinforce the idea of maintaining and insisting on patience. Just sit still. Don't get out and walk around in the woods. Just sit still. So, outstanding deer hunter. Very knowledgeable. 404-872-0750, 800-972-8255. Wade called from Kentucky with his nickname. Call and tell me yours. Yes, ma'am.
I was just going to say something since we were talking about words of wisdom. I have books of words of wisdom.
Oh.
I have books. And then when I do one, I always date it.
Oh.
So, because I do use them again.
Sure.
I had used one of these before. It was good.
Words of
but
wisdom
I know
is words
how
of
long
wisdom.
ago it was back in I believe it was 2010 that I did it the first time. But that's what all these little pieces of paper are.
We've got a lot of pieces of paper lying around here. I
Well,
cleaned
you
off my
have
desk.
Who cleaned off your desk?
Well, I thought I
Excuse
did.
me.
Maybe I didn't.
No, I don't think you did.
Oh.
No, that is all me.
Oh.
Even Karen noticed it.
Oh, somebody's already noticed my clean desk?
Yeah, Houston did.
Oh, Houston. She
Yeah.
probably wants to come up here and clean it up herself.
She says she doesn't believe it. She wants to see a picture of my office.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. No
That's-
kidding. All right, 404-872-0750, 800-972-8255. What's your nickname? You have one bestowed upon someone? Tell me about your deer season, and we'll be back. 57 after the hour. Let's get a call or two inside here before the hour breaks up. Let's see. So let's call Jeff, calling from Stone Mountain, Georgia. What a great name. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning.
What's going on with you?
Oh, not a whole lot.
Uh-oh. I lost Jeff. Jeff had a hard time keeping the connection there. It's 57 after the hour. We do have another hour of outdoors headed your way. What about those nicknames? I just think those things are wonderful. I was trying to think of another nickname that's so descriptive of one of our friends. Yes, ma'am.
I hate to say this is descriptive because it's going to sound like I'm bragging, but you know what Travis's nickname is with his motorcycle buddies?
Oh, yeah. Travis's nickname is?
Cutie.
Cutie.
And he is.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, Cutie is Travis's nickname with his motorcycle gang. That's wrong. His motorcycle buddies. Most of them are firefighters and police and EMTs. And it tickled me. I'll tell quickly. He was on a trip. Remember when somebody had a wreck? And somebody was in the neighborhood on the street. We call the EMTs. Call the EMTs. We are the EMTs. Just keep quiet. We got it. Travis's very typical response to almost anything is, "I got this."
Gets right in the middle of it to try to solve it. Yeah.
I got this. I got this. I saw that we live on the side of a mountain up here in North Georgia, And habit has dictated. We watch a lot of movies and we binge television watch a lot of times in the evenings. And there was a movie we watched this week that reminded me of him because somebody walked away from the camera at the conclusion of the scene and said, I got this. Okay, another hour of Outdoors headed your way. You stay right there. This is O'Neill Outside, and we'll be back.